The cannon.
You know, got the sickest shit in the life. Matter of fact, valet is on shutdown.
What's up, Clemson Nation? Florida State Nation. 2 days till game day, baby. 2 days until game day in Tallahassee. What we've learned as the week went on, we've learned a few things. One, only Florida State is allowed to improve from last year. Clemson is not allowed to improve from last year. This is the same Clemson team from last year. Florida State, not at all. That's what we've learned by the Florida State fans and ESPN media. Fact is, Clemson has improved from last year too. Florida State's not the only team that's improved. We've also learned Clemson has no chance because Florida State is a dominant program against cupcakes. And that makes them dominant against everybody. Look, Florida State has not played a top 100 offense in the country yet. A top 100 offense in the country yet. Wake Forest only scored 20 against an FCS school. Really? And some Florida State fans are sitting here saying that Wake Forest has, almost as good as Clemson. Clemson's not much better. You guys are delusional and have no brain at all if you think that. Clemson is a top 5 offense in the country. Clemson's offense is better than Florida State's offense. You will see that in this game. The defense is questionable, no doubt. I'm not saying our offense is better than Oregon or West Virginia right now. I'm just saying we are a top 5 offense. Okay? No respect by anybody. ESPN, with their agenda, building up Florida State, giving their fans a false sense of comfort level for this game. And it started the week with some Florida State fans saying it'll be pretty close, and now they've all gone delusional, saying it's going to be a blowout, expecting Clemson to be beat by 20, 21, even 30 points. And yeah, our players they've told us they're using that for motivation. You guys are just making Clemson more powerful. But I'm not saying Florida State's not a good team. They're a good team. But I'm not going to respect them as anywhere near elite unless they prove it, because they have not come anywhere near proving it. But let's get into this game a little bit. Okay, so we get in this game. First of all, it is a hostile environment. It'll have an effect. There's no doubt about that. But Clemson can play through this hostile environment. They've won down there a couple of years ago, or 4 years ago, and they can do it again if they play good. Or I should say 6 years ago, but 2 trips ago. Knowles Blocker, this offensive line for Clemson is not horrible. It's not. It's really nowhere near horrible. And it's a lot better than we thought it would be. Sure, Florida State's going to get some sacks. They have a great defensive line. But they're not going to just roll over us consistently. This is not Wake Forest's offensive line. This is not Wake Forest's offense. You'll see that Clemson will definitely move the ball in Florida State. We have a matchup that is going to work every time. Sammy Watkins, Nuke Hopkins against your cornerbacks. It's going to be a catch. I know y'all are saying that y'all are going to shut us down out there, but nobody in the country can shut us down out there. You better pray you get to Boyd every single time if you want to win this game. The offensive weapons are too much. We run Ellington to the outside. He gets a whole Ellington. He can be gone, Any one of our offensive players can be gone at any time. We are just that big of a threat on offense. Now, defensively, you were talking about we have a decent pass coverage, decent. The running defense is definitely where we need improvement the most. But, Florida State's going to get their yards against us rushing. It's just how long we keep possession, how much we keep it from them, and if we make adjustments that are needed. If we make those adjustments, I have faith that we can do what we need to do against that defense or against that offense and hold them to enough, because their defense is not going to shut us down. This defense, in my opinion, is not going to be that much better than last year's. Okay, this is your first real test. Definitely is your first real test. I don't care how loud the doke's going to get. Taj Boyd, and here's another thing, Taj Boyd has played a lot better under pressure this year than he has last year. It goes back to this whole Florida State's the only ones allowed to improve thing that we're hearing. Apparently Clemson hasn't improved. Clemson's better than they were last year, offensively and defensively. I'm sorry we weren't playing our best against FCS teams like y'all were. Y'all played 100% against these guys, and I wish we had. But you know what? We didn't. That's not going to have an effect on this game. It never does. It never will. It's just going to come down to who wants it more, and Clemson's got a bigger chip on their shoulder. This game means more to Florida State, though. Don't get me wrong. This game means everything to Florida State because the media's put so much pressure on them. Clemson has no pressure coming into this game. And we play great. We play great when nobody gives us a chance. I don't know about y'all, but we play absolutely fine when nobody gives us a chance, okay? We're not scared. I mean, I'm not saying they're not a good defense. They're a very good defense, guys. Very good defense. That doesn't mean we're scared of them. We're going to come in playing 110% like we always do against Florida State and against top 10 teams, okay? It's all going to come down also to how Taj Boyd does play. You saw him when we started losing last year. Stuff got into his head a lot more. I mean, a lot more. And he made horrible decisions. He made a bad throw last week against Furman. The difference is this year what we're seeing in the coaches this year, the coaches are taking more responsibility than they did last year. Taj Boyd is taking more responsibility. The one thing that pissed me off more than anything last year was when it was obviously Taj Boyd's fault that these turnovers and these horrible throws and all this was going on, and he refused to accept that. He refused to come out and say it was his fault. You know, I like to see people take responsibility for their mistakes. And he's done that more this year. The coaches have gotten on these players a lot more. I'm seeing a huge difference in the attitude between last year's let's party it up and have fun, to this year's execute. You know, get in their ear, get mad if they are not performing. Venables knows exactly what is needed for this defense to step it up. I have full faith in Venables, I have full faith in Dabo, I have full faith in Morris and all the other coaches and staff and players. This game is huge. It doesn't get any bigger. I'm still sticking. I'm actually, I brought it down a little bit. I'm going to say 31-27, Clemson. Yeah, Clemson. The difference is going to be turnovers. E.J. Manuel. See, if you keep it on the ground the whole time, that's your best chance. If you start to throw it all, interception, Clemson. Interception, Clemson. And I also expect the defense of Florida State, if we can hold possession long enough, if we can get enough possessions, enough turnovers to wear down that defense. I know they have great players that are going to be subbing in and out. They have a ton of depth on the defensive line. But we push them enough. We get the ball off. The cornerbacks and secondary has to start holding and pass interference because they just can't keep up with our wide receiving core, which is the best wide receiving core in the nation. And you know, Clemson has more than a chance to win this game. I'm not listening to ESPN, okay? We expect to win this game. Florida State, you have to come prove something. Y'all haven't proven anything to be getting the type of hype you are. And if I see one more person brag about the #1 defense, don't forget, you haven't played a top 100 offense yet, guys. You've played horrible offenses that Clemson would shut down. No, I'm not saying we'd shut them all out like y'all, but we would shut them down. Probably keep all of them to under 2 touchdowns. Well, we keep the FCS under 2 touchdowns without a doubt. We'd probably keep Wake under 2 touchdowns too, while scoring in the 50s. But that's it, guys. 31-27, Clemson. I have no doubt we're going to win this game. Death Valley's louder than Joe Campbell, by the way. There's no doubt about that. That's not going to have an impact on this game. I'm not going to get any more into any trash talking that has nothing to do with this game. I'm not going to get into last year's stuff. This year. That's all I care about. Go Tigers. We're beating Florida State. We're beating Florida State like we always do.